We'll start with our SMP in like probably 2 minutes. We'll just wait for some more people to join. Hello. Hello. Okay, so we'll start with our SMP now. Today's session will be the last session of this SMP, and I'll ask you guys to submit a final assignment by which you will be graded, and those who have successfully completed the SMP will be getting a certificate once we get back to college as well. Okay, so we'll start. So first, I had sent some material on the drive link. So we'll start by importing all the materials that I had uploaded. Sorry, and we'll make a composition. Let's call it comp1 itself. It doesn't matter. Now we'll first import the the city stock footage, and I must have uploaded one more file. Yeah, this one. So we'll start with importing these two files and then scaling it to our composition resolution. I think I used full HD right now. And once we are done with the scaling, what we'll do is we'll type down some text, like yeah, preferably use the impact font. I'll tell you why. Here we are actually going to learn about mat, like how we can use mat to overlay two footages or two objects or two videos or whatever. So here you can type something like, say, ISTE create. Okay, and now what we'll be doing is, this IST create is written, this is in white color right now, so we want to change this to the background video that we have, like say this video or this video. So for that, there must be a track mat component under this panel right here. If you don't see this, you can even toggle your switches by pressing this. So this way you will be able to see the track mat. Now track mat, if you carefully observe, there's no available portion for track mat under the first object, that is the text that we have written right here. That is because track mat will only work on this object, considering this object. So when we apply track mat on this object, that will be applied on this. So when we apply it on this, it will be applied on this. So I'll just show you an example right now. If we select the track mat component under this drop down list, you will see IST create, that is the object name. There are four types of mat available, that is alpha mat. So basically alpha mat as in the video that was just below the object that we have mat, that we made a mat to, will be visible through that object, as you can see here. Now if you use alpha inverted mat, same thing will happen. The only difference is this video will be visible and the rest of the footage will be matte onto this video. Now there's also luma mat, which is similar to the alpha mat itself. We will come to that difference in like probably 10-15 minutes, because we'll be having a small assignment that will be doing using luma mat and luma inverted mat. So again, luma inverted mat is similar to alpha inverted mat. Now you can clearly see that this is the Game of Thrones video that I had uploaded in the first session. So that is clearly visible uh, under this text that is written here, right? So, and also if you move this text, as in if you move this object, you'll be able to see the whole video, like you can see the video is being changed. This is the ISTA NITK logo that we removed earlier in the video. Then this is NITK, I can see that in the Google Maps or whatever stuff, right? So you can clearly identify that this is being mapped accordingly. Okay, here now you can see the garden, right? This was the garden video. Okay, so this is how mat works. Okay, so basically you might have seen some trailers and stuff where they use this mat effect. You might understand how it's done now. Okay, now this was just a small example of mat. Now we'll be making another composition for a detailed explanation of how we can use mat to simplify the lots of stuff that we did in the earlier sessions, like we learned about masking and stuff. So we'll see how we can use mat to simplify those features that we used earlier. So I have a rose time lapse video, Bloomingdale rose time lapse. Okay, I think it's just 480p, which is why the uh, composition is like the video is coming only this much. So I guess we'll change the composition settings to 480p itself. Okay. Okay, now I guess it's fine. Okay, we'll adjust it accordingly. Okay. Now, now if you see this video, here, what I want to do right now is this flower is red in color, right? So I want that red to be there as it is, and I want to saturate the background. That is, I want the whole video to be black and white except the red color of this flower and this flower that emerges right here. So I want these two flowers to be red and the rest of the background to be gray or black and white or stuff. So just to give that an intense look. So now we learned about masking earlier, right? So we can accomplish this using masking, but it will take a lot of time since the rose is moving, like it's being scaled up, right? So we'll have to mask each and every frame here and accordingly solve the problem. But if you use matte, I'll just show you right now that how we can accomplish this using like it's very simple using matte. So firstly, I need to make this video black and white. So I'll just add an adjustment layer because I don't want the main this video to have any effects because we'll be duplicating this effect later. So I don't want this to have any effects. So I'll add an adjustment layer and we'll add some hue and saturation. It's under color correctness. So we have the adjustment layer. Now I'll add some saturation so that okay, so it looks black and white now. Okay, this looks good. Now I'll duplicate this layer using Control D and I'll keep it on top. Now whatever effects we apply on this video, that should be reflected finally. So firstly I'll add linear color key so that I'll be able to get the red shade of this particular rose. So I'll use linear color key. Okay, and the red shape, as we can see, the rose is being identified and deleted accordingly, right? Yeah. So here now you can clearly see that the rose is being identified clearly. Now, still there are some portions which haven't been like deleted or wait, I'll just make this, yeah. Now it is clearly visible that this portion of the video is not available, right? Now I still want to delete, like I want to key out the red color a bit more. So I'll increase the matching tolerance up to the point that the uh, whole red color is being observed as a whole. So I guess a little bit more. Okay, and I guess this is good to go. Yeah, this looks good. As we can see the different shades, but the red color has been deleted. Now we'll use match colors using chroma, and we want the final output to be matte only. So this way you can see that only the like we change this to the negative footage that we know how we used to photograph before using negatives. So we can see that the flower, the rose has been made black and the rest of the whole background has been made white. But what we finally want is the rose to be white and the rest of the background to be black because we are deleting the background and only keeping the rose. So we'll have to add an effect. It's called invert. Yeah, it's under channel. Okay, you can find it in effect also. I normally have a tendency to forget under which effect it comes, which is why I prefer to search here sometimes. So I'll add this invert effect onto this footage, and as we can now see that the rose has been is now white and the rest of the background is black, right? Now we'll make this visible too and we'll make this invisible. Now what we'll do is we'll use our track matte to basically get the desired effect. So we have our adjustment layer right here. So we'll use Luma inverted matte blooming red rose. Okay, and now you can clearly see that the rose is red and the rest of the background is completely black and white. So this way this effect was like observed in, like, I guess not even like we had to not even touch masking right now, because it was uh, like it was far much more easier and simpler to do than masking. Okay, we have a doubt here. I can't see a toggle switch option in my version of After Effects. Okay, so yeah, so this was all about matte and tracking matte. Now, okay, now this was the first portion of today's session. Okay, now for drawing shapes, basically you can select this tool, the tool that we used for masking earlier. We can use that tool for drawing shapes. Now, once you draw a shape, once you select a shape, you can select the fill and stroke that is present right here. Fill, stroke, okay, and you can draw the shape as you normally do in MS Paint itself. The video is lagging for me. Yeah? Okay, so yeah, if the video is lagging, right, so you can just go back around like 10 seconds or something so that it won't lag anymore. Yes, okay, we have our shape right here. We'll just draw a star. And yeah, one more thing I was about to tell was that you can rotate according to how your mouse moves, any shape that you draw. But now suppose I want to freeze rotation, I'll just press shift on the keyboard, and this way the star will just scale. So for now, I don't want this star to basically rotate. So I'll just, oops, okay. So I'll just press shift and then accordingly, yeah. Now, okay. Now I want this anchor point to be at the exact center of the star, which is why I will select the pan behind tool. I think we used the pan behind tool in the first session. I explained you about it. So we'll select the pan behind tool and then keep the anchor point somewhere around the center of the star. Okay. And we can apply whatever transform effects we want as normally we do. So I'll use some keyframes and apply rotation. Okay. And probably here I'll make it one rotation. Okay. Okay. Okay, so you can see the star is moving now. Okay, now I'll just duplicate this layer, but I'll rename this before that. We'll rename this as large star. Now I'll duplicate this and I'll rename this as small star. Okay, now I'll move the small star somewhere around here and then scale it down. For scaling, I'll preferably use this. Yeah. Okay, so now our small star is here. and both of these stars are going to rotate. Yeah, both of the stars are rotating. Now what I want to do is I want this star to rotate around this star as well as rotate around it itself. So basically it should form like some solar system or something, so that this star revolves around this and this star stays rotating around itself like earth and the moon. So okay, so for that I'll use parenting technique. Now, basically, in parenting, we can select any material except itself, because one cannot be a parent of itself. So, small star, I can select parent as the large star. And now you can see once the large star keeps moving, the small star also goes on moving. Now, if I apply a scaling effect on this, even the small star starts scaling accordingly. This is because we have made the large star as the parent of the small star. So any transformation effect that we apply on the large star will be automatically applied on the small star as well. We use this actually during our Iron Man HUD tutorial effect. We use this same effect, the parenting effect. We created a data and then parented it accordingly. You can also parent it this way by selecting this particular icon right here and then dragging it onto the large star. So this way small star is the parent of large star. Suppose I drag it this way, which I can't actually, because currently large star is the parent of small star. Once I make this none, yeah. Now large star is the parent of small star. Okay. Now suppose I want a similar another moon or something around this large star. I'll just duplicate the small star layer and then we have a small galaxy kind of thing that is present. If I duplicate both of these, I'll have around 4 figures around the star, which will be revolving accordingly. Okay. And now, if I duplicate all these layers, okay, so I will now I will have another planet or whatever you can call this that will be revolving, as you can see here. So this way parenting will help us accomplish everything smoothly, as this is okay. No, still nothing. Um, okay. Yeah. Yeah. Basically, if you aren't able to find the toggle switches, then you will have to go to columns and then uncheck switches, because otherwise switch will be present somewhere here. Effect, quality and sampling, sky blending mode. I can't even I cannot find it right now, but yeah, it should be present somewhere around here. Yeah, but better is to uncheck switches, so this way you will be able to see switches right here. I'll just post that in the comments, and then we'll continue with our session. Okay. Okay, anyways, we'll continue with our video. Okay, we are under parenting. Okay, so basically this way you will be able to form a small galaxy, right? Yeah, I told you about pre-compositions, right? We don't want these many materials under our video, so we'll make this all a pre-composition star. Okay. Similarly, we'll delete this all and duplicate this pre-composition and then move it this side. So this way we have this. Now I'll make another star. Okay, and I'll keep it somewhere in the center. I'll scale this both down, and now just a minute. Okay, and now I'll adjust these two so that all the stars are visible. And now I'll add a rotation effect for this star. Keyframe. Okay, the rotation ends somewhere around here. So I'll add a keyframe. Okay, and now I'll parent these two to this. Okay, and now if we play, we'll be able to see that there can be multiple parents as well using pre-compositions. So basically this final star has been parented to this, right? But now, okay, now now what, now suppose I pre-compose the all the two galaxies that I created. Okay, and then I add a single star. Okay, and I apply a rotation effect on it. Okay, now if you see, the stars aren't moving around the star because the anchor point of this composition, the star composition, is somewhere around here, which is why the stars are again rotating just around themselves, because the anchor points of both the components are just where they should be. Now if I adjust this accordingly, there will be slight change but not visible. Oh, just a minute, I adjusted the anchor point of the star to do that for this shape here. Yeah, yeah, still no change, right? So basically when you use pre-compositions, take care that you do not make such silly errors because these are some small errors that people tend to make, like, okay, let us keep the project clean and use pre-compositions, and this way something might mess up in your project and you might even not understand what you did. Okay, now, okay, so we are done with one, two, three, four small tutorials right now. And now for we have one more tutorial left, so we'll call this parenting advance. Okay, and now inside this, drop this garden footage that I have uploaded. Again, scale it to full HD, and also, okay, we'll drop this later. First, we'll concentrate on this garden footage that we have. Okay, we'll keep this limited so that we'll get. Okay. Okay. Now we have the garden footage. We will first track something in this. So we'll go to track in Mocha AE. Press OK. Okay, cool. Now, you might remember how we tracked the eyes and stuff during the Iron Man HUD project. So select this B tool, then probably we'll select this particular figure, this particular idol that is present in the garden for tracking. Okay, and check perspective. Now press track forwards. So this way, this particular object will be tracked even when the camera moves. You can see the camera is moving. Okay, so till the object is in frame, it's being tracked, and then actually After Effects gets confused as to where the object went. So it tries to find where the object was, but it's unable to. So okay, it shouldn't be a big deal. We'll manage in this much footage as well. Now we'll export the tracking data and copy it so that we can paste it. Now here, as we did in the last tutorial, we'll have to create a null object. I think it's under layer, new null object, and we'll paste the tracking data using Control V onto this null object. So and make sure that your anchor is in the time indicator is in the start of the video, otherwise it might cause some errors. The tracking might start a little late. Okay, and now the object is being tracked. Okay, now suppose I want to add some fire footage onto this video. So we had our explosion footage that we used in, I think, the second session or something. We'll use that itself. Apply linear key color to it as we did earlier. Remove the black, and we'll keep it probably somewhere around the ground, right? So let it be somewhere here, okay, or probably here. Now, if we preview, we can see the fire is being, the explosion is, oh, sorry. I forgot to parent it, which is why nothing happened. I'll parent it to null one. So now, how null one moves, the fire shall move the same way too. The fire is being generated, right? And as we move the camera, the fire still remains there. And you can see the fire came back when the idle was available again. Yeah, right here. This is all because this is all easy techniques of After Effects. Otherwise, what you will have to do is we'll have to key it, then change the opacity, then again key it back. So this way, basically, you can ease out the tasks that you basically this way you can ease out the tasks that would require a lot of complex methods as well as time. Okay, so this was the final tutorial for today, which was on parenting. So I hope you have learned a lot in this SMP. I also wanted to show you something more, that is basically we can use uh, so yeah, basically what we can use is there are some templates for After Effects which you can use. So those templates will you will just have to upload images or footages, and that way your video will be made like very like quickly. You don't have to do any efforts, but you will need to know some basics for that, as in where the video should be uploaded and stuff, so that you can understand all of that from the readme of the template. Or you can even understand, once you open the template, you will be able to see the project panels and stuff. So there are some websites for the templates. One is Share AE. It's a free website for After Effects templates. Here you will find free templates. And the best site for video templates is actually Video Hive. But here the After Effects templates are paid. There are no free templates available on Video Hive, which is why I prefer to use Share AE itself. Here you will find lots of free templates like this. This was hand drawn stars and stuff. So this you can use it for the lyrics assignment that I gave you earlier. Then these are some logo effects. Yeah, logo reveal effects. This is some opener. So this you can use for some trailer. If you are making a trailer or something, you can use this template right here. So this way there are a lot of templates available online, which would make your job much more easier. Now, okay, yeah, and that's all for this session as well as the SMP. I'll give you your final assignment, and if you have any doubts regarding any session that I have conducted, we had 5 sessions totally. So you can PM me on WhatsApp, and you guys have been great students. Thank you.